This is Personal SEO teaches tips and tricks on Google My Business and items that we do and things that we take care of when people use our citation service. So I'm just going to close these windows. The first thing we do is we try and get the following information from everyone: business address, owner name, phone number, all of that. And what we're doing, we're getting that stuff from the website, and at the same time we are also getting that from Google My Business. So for example, we pulled all this information from Charles's website. However, if you look on her Google My Business page, none of that is listed here. So the biggest trick with business citations and everything is that everything has to match exactly for you to get a better ranking on the location settings. So I'm going to go to Google. And then, so if I type in like hair salon near me or Marysville, doesn't matter. So hair salons, it's going to come up with, it's going to geolocate to where I am, and then it's going to pull up the hair salons. Now, if I just, instead of doing near me, if I just do hair salons, and the list should be somewhat the same. We live in Marysville, so if I go Marysville, then this list again is the same. So what happens is that this list right here is done with a verification. So what Google does is they look at your hair, for example, this hair salon, and all of this information here, they match it with the information on other websites. So for example, this hair studio is verified in more places than all of the rest, and so that's why they rank higher, even if they have the less reviews. So for example, Studio 51 has almost double the reviews, and they aren't even in the top 3. So their verification through the rest of the citation service, meaning that how many other websites this information matches on, is lower quality than everyone else's. And the other thing is, reviews go into it, how much you use the page. Pictures with geolocation actually go into it as well. It's really fairly easy to just adjust this just by adding a few pictures in a post. It's really easy to move stuff up. The pictures on Google My Business have to have geolocation services on them. So in other words, you just go outside and take a picture with your phone. Assuming this picture has geolocation services on it, even though it's the same area, it actually optimizes the Google My Business page even more. So for example, Studio 51 up higher, what we have to do is we have to add a bunch of photos with the geolocation items in there. And the other thing that we would have to do is verify their Google My Business listing across the board. So in other words, all of this information needs to match Facebook, Twitter, Bing My Business, Yelp, and there's like 350 other sites to go, Yellow Pages. All of this information needs to match exactly. And so if we did that for Studio 51, they more than likely would take the first spot because they have more high quality reviews, they have more reviews, they just need just a little bit of adjustment. So for real estate, what we do is we try and do the same exact thing, but we go back and forth with the client a whole bunch just to confirm all of the information. So when you're into Google My Business and you have been given access to Google My Business, then we ask for ownership access so we can kind of jump in and start doing things. And I've already started doing some of these items, but once we get this list prepared, then the next thing we do is actually start verifying what's on the list. So the title, usually there is some keyword stuffing in the title. I'm not going to change the title in this case. The optimal title may be Charleston Fillmore dash Louisville real estate or Southern Indiana real estate. She is a broker or an agent, so they're using that form of branding there. That's fine. The categories, which is right here, when you add a category, there are only like 9 real estate categories listed. So obviously fair is rarely ever used, but usually we use agency, agents. Obviously if it's a school or you're an attorney or surveyor, we would use that. A developer, same thing. Consultant is what we're doing. Rental, most of the time for commercial, not residential agents, we don't do the rental stuff, but this is all something that they can add. These are all the options. You don't have any other choices. You can add any key phrases. You do have to pick from what is available here. So I added a few here. We always will add agency, agents, and consultant, and then we will let the owner come back in and add a couple of more things. The address, the reason why that's under review is that they just had 2310 Dorothy Avenue, and if I go back to the list this has been confirmed multiple times, there's a Suite B. So Suite B was missing. I added a line and added Suite B. That was the only edit that I made, and then it goes under review. Anytime you edit anything in Google My Business, it will actually go under review. Now, here is where we can start doing some cool key phrase stuff. So I know that she is in Louisville. Okay, I don't know what happened there. I'll try that again. Louisville, Kentucky. So I'm going to click that. And then I'm going to continue to add more areas. And so for SEO agencies such as ours, what we're going to do is we are going to go to the website and or the Facebook page and grab more information. I want to know exactly everywhere she is working rather than just what's on her description. So I am pulling up their Facebook page on another window, so I'll drag that over there. So this is their Facebook page, Louisiana. Okay, everything looks great. And again, what I'm doing here is I'm kind of looking at to see if all of their information matches, reviews, photo, about. So this information needs to match the list that we have. If it doesn't, we'll shoot her an email and then go from that point. And then we'll go to her website, which is not working. I wonder why. Okay, so that'll be something that I shoot to her and say, hey, did you know your website doesn't work? Or this link doesn't work. So then we'll go to the listing of the website and okay, so here's the normal Sierra website. So the first things that I'm going to do is I'm going to go, okay, so Sierra adds 20 places that they want to work. So here's the 20. So I am just going to go over and then start adding in all of these names. And when I get done adding, I will start the video again. Okay, so now that I have added all of them, I'm actually going through and making sure she's in a couple of different states. They're really close together, and I noticed that I added Jeffersonville in New York, so obviously I'm going to remove that. Indiana and Kentucky is everywhere, so I'll type in Jeffersontown right there. All right, so those are all added and those are the areas. So you may think, hey, what about, keyword stuffing, or how do I tell people or Google I only want to work in these areas? And that's how you do it. You add all of the areas that you want to work in. The other thing that you can do as well is that you can add zip codes for 205. And then I always add the zip code right there. You can add a whole bunch more, but this will help with the geolocation. So when you are searching and you're in Crescent Hill and you type in Chelsea, Fullamore, or real estate, she will have the odds of coming up because you're adding the services. There isn't an issue with how many service areas you have. You can type them all in, just don't go nuts. I think this is a little much, but we'll see. So I'm just going to hit apply, and the very first thing it's going to do is go under review. It's 14 areas, it's not that bad. The other item that we need to do is we need to add hours. Again, working off the sheet of hours of Monday through Sunday, all of the hours are the same. So 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. p.m. There's usually a way to just kind of add them or duplicate them on some other sites, but on Google you kind of have to do this all manually, which sucks. So just match the time, and again, this time should match your Facebook page as well. It's important that they all match. All the information needs to match exactly. So just go through that. And the hours are the common mistake that real estate agents don't do. They never adjust the hours on this site because real estate agents think that they're open 24 hours a day, which some of you may want to be, but you honestly do sleep. So just 9 to 9 is fine. Just put some hours in. Hours are great. The short name you can add. So the other thing I'm looking at is the phone number. So on this, the phone number has the brackets around the area code. The rest of the phone number is exactly right. So every single time and every other place, put the brackets around the area code. The short name, you could do this if you want to or not. So we could just type in Louisville, it matches the website, and then hit apply. And then we cannot use that. So let's try it again. Think Louisville, and then hit apply. Nope. So if you can't come up with one, then just come back to it. I don't think this isn't an item that needs to be matched compared to everyone else. Appointment links. I use the contact page on the website. So on my other screen, I'm just copying that and pasting the appointment link in there. There's the appointment link. Products. Real estate agent doesn't really have any products, so you don't need to add anything there. And services. So services are another thing that you can add key phrases in. So what you would do is you would add a service and then type in real estate agents, realtor. I'm looking on the site, finding any other services that they do. Greater Louisville real estate. Selling All right, so you kind of get the idea. So this is where, again, you can add a little bit of key phrases and keywords. You can go ad nauseum with this if you really want to. Realtor, I'll actually delete just because I'm unsure if they are or not, but real estate agents there are. So add the services that you should be adding. And under real estate agents, you can add names, and under consulting, you can add information and blog posts. So yeah, so add that stuff there. That's just something that I just do to fill this out. So the other thing is that the more that this is filled out, the higher you're going to rank on the 3-pack as well. So if you have a lot of blank areas, then Google's not going to know what to do with that. So just fill everything out. Again, the description, and the description was worked on with our client. If you cannot think of a description, just match what's on your website. Oops. Let's re-highlight and then paste. Okay, so then here's here's the description. Again, you can have key phrases in there. Don't worry about it too much, but do have a couple of them in there. So now there's a good description, opening date, and photos. Again, photos, what I will do is I'll talk to Charles C and say, hey, use your phone and then log on to your Google My Business and upload some photos. And I want location services turned on your phone. And then that is that. Store code, there's only one code, AdWords and stuff. So the rest of this is done. So when you look at the entire process, it's fairly easy. We just go back through all the information that we find on all of the social media and everything, and then we prepare this list. So the thing that was missing was the the thing, was the business name. So the business name and this matches, the address match, the owner's name is there, all of the phone number and information, they match. Again, I am matching this exactly. I dropped the area code, it's a 2. I'm matching this exactly, email, contact, everything. So everything is in here. Now what we do is we verify the information one more time. With all of these edits, we do actually have to wait for the review to get done. I did the area code or the suite B this morning, and it's already the review is already done doing it. So it can or cannot take a lot of time. I think it just takes an hour or 2, and then you're fine. So, okay, now everything is listed and added. Then what we do is we go ahead and start the business citation service. At the very end, what we do is we provide, I wrote this article and I can't ever remember get more reviews, the whole process. So the very end, what we want to do is excuse me, we want to provide a hot link for them to send their clients so that they can get an easy, simple review. So for example, we would enter the location. So to find the location, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy the business name. I'm going to copy this name right here. I'm just doing it in a notepad because it's easier. I'm going to copy this and I'm going to place this in here, and it'll automatically fill, and I'm just going to click on it. And then here is this place ID. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and copy that. Okay, so I'm copying that, and I'm just using Notepad on the other screen just so I can keep a record of that code. So there is this code right here that I copied over there. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create the link. So here is the link that we have and what we want to give, but we don't want to use this quote code. We want to use her code. So again, on the other screen, all I'm doing is I am finishing this URL. So I didn't grab the equal sign when I copied it, which I noticed it. So I'm just going to hit equals and then go before it and hit paste. So then here's the entire code. And that matches this code. So I'm going to highlight the entire thing and test it out. So on another tab, I'm just going to paste the code and hit enter. So what's going to happen is that it's going to automatically pull up her page, open the thing for review. I could type in a review and hit post. So at the very end, everyone gets their own quote unquote special link. And then when they ask for reviews, they could just send this link to their clients, and they can easily get more reviews just because everything comes up and there's nothing to worry about. So other than that, that is the complete editing of the Google My Business page and things to add. Yes, you could fill out the rest of this information. The more is better. Everything filled out is better. Adding a blog post is better. Adding a couple of photos would be better. Again, in real estate, there's not a lot of products, so that may tend to not work. She's adding photos, and again, I just hope she's taking them with her phone with location services on. That's a conversation I'll have with her about how to do that. Other than that, that is the whole Google My Business thing. Also, in Google My Business, you get a little website as well. I don't advise using it too much, just going in every now and then and adding a post. So that is how to adjust things in Google My Business, and what we will do is now do the citation thing, and then in a month come back and see how these adjust. So thank you for watching.